Today, I'm about to break down something most men don't even realize they're caught in until they've already lost months or years of their life. I'm talking about the trap of being strung along by a woman. This isn't just a dating issue, this is a mindset issue, a self-worth issue. And if you don't wake up to it now, you're going to keep reliving the same pattern over and over again. But not after today, because I'm going to show you the exact signs that you're being strung along, and most importantly, how to end it for good. Let's be real. Some women aren't upfront about their intentions, and some don't even fully know what they want, but they do know they like attention. They crave validation, and sometimes they want the emotional support of a man without the responsibility of actually being with him, so they keep you around. Close enough to benefit from your time, your energy, and your emotional effort, but far enough to never have to commit. You're not the boyfriend, you're not the lover, you're the placeholder, the back pocket option, and the longer you stay in that role, the harder it becomes to break free. Now listen, you might think you're building something real. You might think the late night calls, the flirty texts, the emotional conversations mean she's catching feelings. But the brutal truth, you're investing while she's evaluating. You're all in while she's playing the field. She may be texting other guys, keeping options open, even dating others while you sit there thinking you're the one she's slowly falling for. Harsh? Yes, but it's happening every single day. And men, good men, are falling into this trap because they confuse attention for interest. They think effort means exclusivity, but it doesn't. In today's dating world, where people have dozens of options with one swipe, it's easy to treat others like disposable emotional boosters. And if you're not aware of it, you'll end up playing a game where the rules are stacked against you, and you won't even realize you're losing until months or years have gone by. But today, we change that. I'm going to walk you through 5 clear, undeniable signs that a woman is stringing you along. And then, I'll give you the mindset and the action plan you need to stop being her emotional crutch and start living with purpose again. Sign number 1, she loves your attention, but not you. One of the easiest traps to fall into. You text her, she replies. She likes your stories. She comments on your posts. Maybe she even calls you late at night when she's feeling lonely. But every time you try to move forward, like asking her out, suggesting something meaningful, or expressing your feelings, she dodges. She's always busy. She's not ready. Or worse, she just changes the subject. What's happening? Here is this. She loves the feeling you give her, but not you as a man. She doesn't want to lose that attention because it boosts her ego, but she doesn't want to invest in you either. It's a one-sided exchange. And guess what? She's getting everything she wants. You're the one giving and hoping and waiting. A woman who truly wants you won't play these games. She will reciprocate. She will invest. She will show up. Let me say this loud and clear. You are not a provider of endless emotional support for someone who won't give you basic respect and clarity. You are not here to constantly chase someone who only responds when it's convenient for her. That's not chemistry. That's not connection. That's manipulation. And here's the hard truth, she's not going to change. As long as she can keep pulling from your energy bank without having to deposit anything back, she will. Not because she's evil, but because it works, because you allow it. And I get it. It feels good to be needed, to feel like you're the one she turns to when things go wrong. But understand this, if she only turns to you when she's down, but disappears when things are good, that's not love, that's usage, and you don't exist to be used. Now here's what you do, you pull back immediately, no drama, no explanation, no we need to talk. You simply stop being available. Stop responding right away. Stop initiating everything. If she's genuinely interested, she will feel the shift and she will act on it. If she disappears, good. That just confirmed what you needed to know. You don't chase someone who wouldn't even walk halfway for you. See, being a man of substance isn't about being cold or heartless. It's about having standards, boundaries, self-respect, and sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is walk away. Not out of bitterness, but out of clarity. You deserve someone who chooses you fully, not someone who strings you along out of boredom or convenience. Life is too short for half-hearted relationships and people who don't know what they want. So to every man watching this, wake up, respect yourself, protect your energy. If you're always the one reaching out, always the one trying, always the one holding space while she plays games, you're not in a relationship. You're in a trap. And today is the day you stop playing that role. Reclaim your time, reclaim your energy, and don't settle for someone who treats your presence like a backup plan. You're not second choice. You're not maybe. You are the prize, and you only give access to people who recognize it. If you found value in this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, because I've got way more content coming your way that will elevate your mindset and transform your dating life. And if you're serious about leveling up, don't forget, my exclusive online course on mastering the dating game is available right now. It goes deeper than anything I've shared on YouTube, with practical steps to build confidence, attract high-value women, and build meaningful relationships. Just head over to stoicapproachtolife.podia.com or click the link in the description to enroll now. Because the game is only hard when you don't know the rules, and once you do, you stop playing by theirs and start playing to win. Let's keep going. Sign number 2. She's always too busy for plans. Now this is one of the most frustrating games a woman can play when she's stringing you along. You know exactly how it goes. You reach out, try to set something up, and boom, she hits you with the usual. She's got work, she's tired, a friend just had a crisis, something suddenly came up. And at first, you give her the benefit of the doubt. You figure, okay, life happens. You don't want to seem clingy or impatient, so you play it cool, thinking it'll pass. But deep down, you feel that nagging doubt and that voice inside you. It's asking the right question. If she really wanted to see me, wouldn't she find a way? That's where a lot of good men get stuck. You start making excuses for her. You tell yourself it's just a bad week, that things will calm down soon, that you've got to be understanding. But I'll tell you what most won't. This isn't about her schedule. It's about her interest level. Because the truth is, no one is too busy for someone they genuinely want to spend time with. When a woman values you, she creates space for you in her life. No matter how hectic things get, she finds a way. Even if it's just for 15 minutes, even if it's just a quick call, there's effort. But when you're being strung along, your time becomes optional. She doesn't prioritize you. She fits you in when it's convenient. You're not a partner. You're a background character in her life. A guy she keeps around when she wants attention, validation, or a little emotional pick-me-up. But never enough to treat you like someone who actually matters. Here's the worst part. The longer you wait patiently, the more she learns that she doesn't have to give you anything real. She knows you'll stick around. She knows you'll keep trying, keep texting, keep planning, even when she cancels last minute or ghosts you for days. That puts all the power in her hands. She controls the pace, the communication, the dynamic. You're just hoping for crumbs. Eventually, that starts to eat away at you. You begin to question yourself. You wonder, am I asking for too much? And think that being extra patient and low maintenance will eventually win her over. But here's the brutal truth. Being overly patient doesn't build attraction. It kills it. It tells her she can give you the bare minimum and you'll stay. And a woman who doesn't have to work for your presence won't value it. At some point, you need to step back and ask yourself a serious question. Is she truly busy or just not interested enough? Because if you don't recognize that difference, you'll waste months, even years, waiting on a woman who never had plans to fully show up for you in the first place. Don't tolerate being an option. If she can't give you her time now, don't assume that someday she magically will. A woman who's serious about you, she makes time. End of story. Now let's move into sign number 3. Hot one day, cold the next. You know that feeling. One day she's all over you, calling, texting, laughing at every message, maybe even dropping hints about the future. She's warm, flirty, fully engaged, like you're the only guy on her radar. Then boom. The next day she's cold, distant, taking forever to respond, maybe not replying at all. And you're left confused, thinking, what did I do? What changed? That emotional whiplash is not just random. It's calculated, whether she realizes it or not. This hot and cold dynamic is one of the most common ways a woman strings a man along. Because here's what it does. It keeps you emotionally unstable. It keeps you chasing. She gives you just enough attention to keep you hooked, but not enough to give you certainty. And that inconsistency, it makes you chase harder. You start thinking if you just say the right thing or wait a little longer, she'll come back to the warm version again. And when she does, it feels like a reward. But that's the trap, because what's really happening is that she's controlling the pace of the connection. She knows exactly how much to give and when to pull back. And the reason you stay? Because every time she gives you that hit of attention again, it feels so good, because it's rare. Men fall hard for this kind of dynamic. You start lowering your standards without even realizing it. What used to be red flags are now just normal behavior. You accept inconsistency. You stop leading. You stop setting boundaries. You stop expecting consistency. Instead, you adapt to her mood swings. You try harder when she pulls away. You make excuses for her silence. You try to earn back her warmth every time it fades. But a woman who wants you doesn't need to keep you guessing. She's consistent, stable. She doesn't confuse you, she confirms you. If you find yourself constantly analyzing what her silence means, or clinging to every small sign of interest, you're not in a healthy situation. You're in a cycle of emotional manipulation. Not the cartoon villain kind of manipulation, but the subtle kind. The kind where she benefits from your emotional investment without ever having to match it. She gets the upper hand, you do the chasing, and guess what? That imbalance is exactly how she wants it, because it gives her control without any real commitment. Let me be clear, a woman who is hot one day and cold the next is not serious about you. She's not looking for a relationship, she's looking for attention on her terms. And if you don't recognize that and pull back, you'll stay trapped in her emotional roller coaster. You deserve stability. You deserve clarity. You deserve effort that matches yours. Stop settling for unpredictability disguised as chemistry. Chemistry without consistency is chaos, and chaos doesn't build relationships, it breaks you down. So step back. Reclaim your standards. Don't be the guy who keeps waiting for her to choose you while she plays emotional games. Choose yourself. Choose peace. Choose power. Let's keep going. Sign number 4. She avoids serious conversations. You've probably been here before. Everything feels good on the surface. You're joking, texting, maybe even spending time together. The vibe seems light and fun, and that's fine at first, but the moment you try to get real, ask where things are going, what she wants, how she actually feels, the mood shifts. Suddenly she's uncomfortable. She deflects. She gives vague answers, or worse, she completely dodges the topic. And that, my friend, is one of the clearest signs she's stringing you along. She enjoys the surface-level attention, the laughs, the validation, but she has no intention of taking it deeper. When you bring up anything real, she puts the walls up. You're left wondering if you pushed too hard or came on too strong. But in truth, you didn't, because a woman who's emotionally invested doesn't fear those conversations. She welcomes them. She wants to know where things are going. And 2, because her heart's involved, because clarity matters when you actually care. But when you're just a convenience, She avoids clarity like it's a threat, because clarity forces a choice. It means she either has to commit or let you go, and she's not ready to do either. So instead, she hits you with soft, non-committal lines like, "Let's just see where it goes," or "I'm not really ready for anything serious right now." You've heard that one, haven't you? Now pay attention to what that really means. That doesn't shut the door completely, because she still wants your attention, your effort, your time, but it also doesn't give you any clear direction. You're stuck in limbo, and that's exactly where she wants you. Hopeful, invested, but without any real commitment from her side. And over time, that limbo starts to mess with your head. You don't want to push too hard and drive her away, but deep down, you know you're getting nowhere. You keep telling yourself that maybe she just needs more time. But you know better. You feel it. She's comfortable right where she is, getting the best parts of you without ever having to step up herself. At some point, you have to face what her actions are really telling you. If she consistently avoids serious conversations, it's not because the timing isn't right. It's because you're not the guy she wants a future with. She's keeping you around for comfort, not commitment. A woman who sees you as a potential partner will be open even when the talks get uncomfortable. Because your relationship matters to her. She won't dodge the hard questions. She'll face them with you. So don't lie to yourself. Don't keep waiting for a maybe that's never coming. If she can't talk about the future, it means you're not in hers. And the longer you stay, the harder it gets to walk away. Which brings us to sign number 5. You're the backup option. This is a tough one for a lot of men to admit. But when you're being strung along, there's a good chance you're not her first choice. You're her plan B. You're not the one she's fully investing in. You're the one she keeps around just in case. Just in case things don't work out with the guy she really wants. Just in case she feels lonely. Just in case she wants attention on a boring night. You're her emotional insurance policy. You'll know this is happening by the way she treats your time. She gives you just enough to keep you hopeful, but never enough to feel secure. You're the one she calls when her schedule magically opens up. The one she texts after other plans fall through. You're there when she needs company or comfort, but invisible when she's off entertaining her real options. Let's make this real. Say you ask to hang out Friday night. She says she's not sure. Something might be happening. She'll let you know. Friday comes and goes, nothing. Then Saturday afternoon hits and boom, she texts you. "Hey, what are you up to?" Suddenly, she's free. Why? Because her first plan fell through. That's not desire, that's convenience. But you don't see it that way because you're starving for that little moment of connection. You're relieved she texted. You think, at least she still wants to see me. But you're missing the bigger picture. You're not her priority, you're not her man, you're the filler, the fallback, and the more you accept that role, the more she'll keep you in it. Because you've shown her that she doesn't have to prioritize you to keep you. She can cancel, she can ignore, she can go days without effort because she knows you'll still be there, still hoping, still waiting. A woman who truly wants you doesn't make you feel like you're second in line. She doesn't leave you hanging or make you wonder if you're even part of her weekend. She makes plans, she sticks to them, she follows through. Because she values your time, she's excited to see you. She wants to share her world with you, not slot you into her free space when better options disappear. And here's the reality most men don't want to admit. If you accept the backup role, you'll stay there. She's not going to magically wake up one day and start treating you like the main event. You have to step out of that role. You have to stop being available for scraps of her attention. You have to raise your standard and stop rewarding behavior that screams, "You're not my priority." So if you've been nodding your head throughout this video, if these signs are sounding too familiar, it's time to stop lying to yourself. You are not here to be someone's emotional placeholder. You're not here to be second string. You are a man of value. And if someone doesn't see that, you walk. Number 6, the kind of woman who wants all the benefits of a relationship without actually being in one. You know the type. You're spending time together, talking regularly, maybe even being physically intimate. It feels like you're together, but you're not. Because every time the topic of commitment comes up, she dodges it. She says she's not ready. She wants to focus on herself. She wants to see where things go. But meanwhile, she's getting everything she wants: your attention, your time, your loyalty, your emotional support, without giving you any clarity in return. This is where a lot of men get stuck. You start convincing yourself that if you just keep showing her how good of a man you are, eventually she'll want something serious. You double down. You invest more. You tell yourself she just needs time, or she's been hurt before. And all the while she keeps receiving and you keep giving, and the dynamic never shifts. The hard truth is, she's not confused. She's not unsure. She's comfortable. She has everything she wants, and because you haven't drawn a clear line, she doesn't feel any pressure to change the situation. You've made it easy for her to enjoy the benefits of your presence without having to commit to anything meaningful. What happens then? You start walking on eggshells. You avoid the topic of commitment because you're afraid it'll push her away. You lower your standards hoping that patience and kindness will change her mind, but it won't. A woman who genuinely values you doesn't need convincing. She doesn't need to be chased forever. She doesn't need a man to prove himself over and over again just to earn basic clarity. If she wanted something real, you'd know, not because of what she says, but because of how she shows up. Women who are serious about you won't leave you hanging in the gray area. They won't keep their options open while reaping the full benefits of your loyalty. So if you're in this position right now, if you're stuck in a situationship, where you're acting like a boyfriend without actually being one, it's time to ask yourself why you're allowing it. Are you afraid to walk away? Are you scared that if you stop trying, it means you failed? Listen carefully. It's not failure to walk away from a one-sided situation. It's power, it's maturity, it's self-respect. You have to stop believing that more time equals more value. It doesn't. Giving more to someone who isn't matching your energy only drains you. It doesn't build anything real. Now comes the part that's even harder, deciding to walk away. And not in a dramatic, angry way. You don't need to yell, you don't need to plead, you don't even need to give a long explanation. You've seen enough. Her actions have already shown you where you stand. The longer you stay, the more you lose your own self-worth. Walking away isn't weakness, it's strength. It's a declaration that you know your value and you won't let anyone play games with it. The most controversial truth here is this: a woman will only treat you the way you allow her to. If you tolerate being an option, that's what you'll stay. If you keep showing up with loyalty, consistency, and emotional presence, and get crumbs in return, you're teaching her that this is okay. And that's on you, not her. You can't control how someone feels, but you can control what you accept. And when you choose to walk away from something that's not serving you, you reclaim your power. And here's the twist a lot of men don't expect. Sometimes walking away is what finally makes her realize what she lost. But that's not why you do it. You don't leave to trigger a reaction. You leave to protect your peace. You leave to move forward with clarity. And if she comes back, that's fine. But by then, you'll be in a position of strength, not desperation. Every man watching this has either lived this, is living it now, or knows someone who is. That's why I want you to drop your story in the comments. Tell me if you've ever been in a Karen number 6 situation. Let's talk about it, because the more we talk about this openly, the more we grow as individuals and as a community. This isn't about blaming women. It's about holding yourself to a higher standard as a man. And when you raise your standard, everything in your life starts to level up. Not just dating, but business, fitness, friendships, mindset, everything. So let me leave you with this. Stop waiting. Stop hoping. Stop trying to convince someone to see your worth. When you decide to walk away from someone who's stringing you along, you take back control. You remind yourself that your time, your energy, your loyalty, they're not to be handed out to anyone who hasn't earned it. And that is where real masculine confidence begins. Stay sharp, stay grounded, and most importantly, stay in your power.